So I tend to watch what happens in 3 states very closely. Louisiana, because it's my home state. Texas, because it's my current state. And Florida, because so goes Florida, so goes the South. And what happens in the South usually leads to what the GOP does at a national level. So when we see things like Louisiana reports low voter turnout, not gerrymandering, not voter suppression, but low voter turnout, it's really sad. Because sometimes people have warped memories. Remember this man, Bobby Jindal, when he was the governor of Louisiana? I was an undergrad, and he won the election. And shortly thereafter, we started to see medical facilities disappear and a rise of prison facilities in the state of Louisiana. We started to see education, healthcare, job.
Jeff Landry has just been elected the next governor of Louisiana. He is the first non-incumbent to win without a runoff since Bobby Jindal in 2007. I'm still here at Sean Wilson's party. He's expected to come down and give a concession speech within the next few minutes, which I will have updates from, but just wanted to give you guys the brief.
All right, guys. So you guys remember the narrative about how Trump-backed candidates can't win, right? Anybody that Trump endorses can't win because they're stained by Trump. Well, those people are going to have to come up with some explanation for how in the hell did Trump-backed Republican Attorney General Jeff Landry just flip Louisiana red, okay, in a landslide victory ahead of the 2024 elections. Now, again, this is a big deal, okay, because, in my opinion, 2024 quite literally may be an election that decides the fate of the world, okay? I'm so serious. It could be the difference between world peace or World War III. And the economy is terrible. Crime is out of control. Borders are open. If we don't see a massive red wave, a landslide Reagan-esque, red wave in 2024, we got some serious problems in this country, okay? There's no hope, okay? So again, there are a few elections that are coming up that are going to preview what could happen in 2024. This was one of the elections that people were paying attention to, which again is the governor's race out in Louisiana. And again, we have some great news, again, as Republicans have flipped this state. So let's read here, and I'm going to play a video of some of the reactions from the candidates. But I want to read a little bit more here. Republicans have won the race to determine the next governor of Louisiana, flipping the state from Democrat control in the first major contest ahead of the 2024 elections. Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry was declared the winner in Saturday's jungle primary, reaching the 50% vote threshold needed to avoid a runoff. The Associated Press called the race. Landry and Democrat Sean Wilson were considered the frontrunners in the crowded race to replace term-limited Democrat Governor John Bel Edwards. As the first major test for Republicans and Democrats ahead of the 2024 elections, the outcome could signal momentum for the GOP going into this year's remaining races, as well as the presidential election year. Yeah, so with that being said, again, I want to go ahead and play some reactions here from the winner and the loser, the Democrat, because the Democrat is essentially blaming his loss on the fact that there was college football happening while people were voting. Take a look.
Landry wins the election, the governor's race. A surprise, certainly, that he wins that outright. And here is Jeff Landry in Broussard, Louisiana.
Love Louisiana. Because I love Louisiana. I want to tell you, I want to bring you back just a little bit. I want to let you know, when I was young, and I know my father's here, and he probably won't remember this, but he gave me a book when I was a young teenager, and it was kind of odd because most of the books that were shoved to me came from my mom. But he gave me a book about the Acadians. He gave me a book about the Cajuns. And when you open the preface of that book and explain the 300 years that the Acadians were here in Louisiana, it said that there were three tenets that the Cajun people lived by. And it was God, and it was family, and it was country.
Top Democrat in the race, Sean Wilson, was originally expected to possibly get into a runoff with Landry, though he spoke with Sabrina Wilson and Rob Krieger shortly after he conceded the race.
Democrat Sean Wilson gave an upbeat concession speech and said that he wants Louisiana to move forward. He had just spoken to Jeff Landry, congratulated him. He says he has no regrets.
Absolutely. He said, he hopes that Louisiana finds a way to come together under Jeff Landry, and he encouraged his supporters to support the future governor as well in his endeavors. One of the things he talked about was hoping that the next administration doesn't unwind some of the things that he called successes.
But he also said he put Jeff Landry on notice that he will be holding him accountable to keep things like Medicaid expansion in place. And he says he's calling on the body politic to stay engaged. And he also talked a lot about voter apathy in a press gaggle after his podium speech.
Exactly. Talking about the football games that happened on Saturday, potentially pulling voters away from the polls. He says it shouldn't be a popularity contest.
I think they're somewhat disengaged because of the partisanship and the fact that we aren't doing anything for families to make them safer, smarter, healthier, and wealthier. Those are principles that matter to everyday families. And unless we start addressing those issues, you're going to see fewer and fewer people get engaged. Unless we start making it easy for people to vote, the fact that we had homecoming at Grambling, homecoming at Southern, a major game at LSU, and God knows how many buses went to Houston for the Saints game, says that we aren't focused on what really matters for families. Athletics are great. College football is phenomenal. But government is going to be here beyond the end of the fourth quarter. And so I want a government that's going to work for us forever.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, right? You seen that, you heard that. Instead of just taking the L, okay, the fact that this man got blown out, landslide victory by Republicans. He's blaming college football. What's college football's fault, right? Busloads of people went to go watch the Saints in Houston, right? They left the state, right? Okay, they had too much college football going on. Again, amazing stuff. Maybe, just maybe, it's the fact that Democrats are running this country into the ground and people are sick and tired of Joe Biden's economy and some of these states and cities being ran by Democrats. Maybe that's what it is, okay? I'm just saying, I don't know, right? Democrats, they love to play up on this identity politics, and I don't think it's going to work, right? I really do not think it's going to work given the state of the country. Identity politics only works when the country is in good shape, right? When people aren't upset, okay? That's when identity politics works. Doesn't work so well when people realize that, hey, the economy's not great, crime's out of control, borders up, like, don't work, okay? So, again, of course you have liberals, black liberals, like Roland Martin, having a full-blown existential crisis because of this loss, okay? And Roland Martin, he's all about the so-called black vote, right? Getting black people to vote Democrat. And he's pissed because apparently black people didn't show up for this black guy running for governor in Louisiana. He says, how in the hell did black voters in Louisiana not turn out in major numbers to keep this sadistic man out of the governor's mansion? Well, again, it's probably because black people don't have a reason to vote Democrat. What reason do they have to vote Democrat? Okay, the jig is up. The jig is up. Okay, I don't think black people are falling for this nonsense anymore. Now, did that mean that they showed up to vote for the Republican? Probably not. They just sat it out. And I try to tell you guys all the time about the so-called black vote. It doesn't really matter to Republicans in regards to getting the black vote, right? It doesn't matter if they get a majority of the black vote. What actually matters is whether or not black people actually vote at all, right? If black people don't vote, the GOP wins, okay? That is kind of what the formula is, right? And I guarantee you that's what happened in this election. Black people just didn't vote, and the GOP won. Now, again, even if black people voted, it would have maybe sent the election into a runoff. But who knows what would have happened, in the next election. But again, yeah, I mean, this is what happens, right? Roland Martin also retweeted. He said, breaking, Republicans are now certain to have won a supermajority in the Louisiana Senate in today's election. They will likely end up with 28 out of 39 seats, up from 27 before the election. Again, this is music to my ears, right? This is music to my ears. Roland Martin says, this is trash. The Democrat Party of Louisiana should be embarrassed. They should all resign. Yeah. Amazing. Right? Amazing. Roland Martin also reposted, Louisiana turnout is going to come in at around 36%. People are just not serious. We become a state of very unserious people. Yeah, so again, this is what I was telling you guys, right, about what's going to happen in 2024 in the path to victory. The path to victory in 2024 for Republicans is simply for Democrats not to show up. They don't have there's not a reason to vote Democrat, right? There is no reason to vote Democrat. Now, again, these people don't have to vote Republican, okay? They don't have to. But all you need is for these same people simply to not show up to vote. Don't give them a reason to show up to vote, right? Again, as long as the economy's bad, as long as the border's open, as long as crime's out of control, as long as this country is falling off a cliff, people are not excited to show up and vote for these policies. And I don't think that Trump derangement syndrome is as out of control as it once was, because you do have people that are realizing and waking up to the fact they've been lied to about Trump, and they're realizing that, okay, I might not like the guy personally, but the state of the country under him was just much better than Biden. So because of that, they either are going to sit out, okay, or they're going to vote Trump. A lot of these people are just going to sit out and not vote at all and say, you know what, if Trump wins, I don't care. And again, this is an excellent sign going into 2024 that, again, hopefully we actually get the red wave that we thought we were going to get in 2022. Again, I don't want to get you guys' hopes up too much, but if you're looking at the polls, you're looking at this race right here in Louisiana, this is good, right? This is a great sign. This is awesome. This is great news, right? Hopefully we can carry this momentum into 2024 if Republicans just don't screw it up, right? All they got to do is just don't screw it up. Don't give these people a reason to vote, right? Just play it cool. If you play it cool, stick behind Trump, okay? We're going to cruise to victory, right? Everything that I told you guys about what is the key to winning showed up in this Louisiana election, okay? It's not the dude being backed by Trump. Him being backed by Trump or Trump endorsement, that's not something that is going to motivate Democrats to come out and vote. That's not the issue, okay? What the issue is the fact that Biden's economy is so bad, okay? The country is in such a terrible place that, again, people just don't have a real reason to vote for Democrats. So it's important for Republicans to chill and just don't give people a reason to vote. And if they don't turn out and vote, this is the result. It's a landslide victory for Republicans. So again, I hope we continue to see this. There are a few more elections that are coming up that are also going to tell us more about the current state of the country and where we're headed. I see good things coming in the future, but let's not get our hopes too high. I'm cautiously optimistic, but again, we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.